Hey, I'm doing a video about some of the books that I read. Um, One of them is called Dirt Bike Runaway, which is a old book that I had since I was a kid. Yeah, I don't remember when I got it, but I had it since I was a kid. And it's about this kid who is a foster kid with his foster family. Decided to run away, and he ended up in a dangerous. He realized that he was over his head and mixed up two dangerous strangers. And, I'll just read it. Peter is a genius with dirt bikes. He can take them apart, fix them up, and race them like a champ. But his skills with a bike can take him only so far. And when he runs away from his foster home, he realizes he's in way over his head. He got mixed up with two dangerous strangers and soon found himself neck and neck with trouble on and off the racetrack. It's done by Matt Christopher. It's a kid book, but I got it when I was a kid and I loved it. But yeah, it's about a kid. A kid just running away and having a hard time. I don't know what happens in the end because I never fully read this book. But I tried reading it and I could never finish reading the dang book. But this is like one of my best kid book if you want to get it for kids. One of my favorite books that is much more newer is 1984, done by George Orwell, which is a night. If you ever heard, basically, if you haven't heard of 1984, it's a dystopian, nightmarish world where the U.S. is under control of the totalitarian regime called the Big Brother, and the Big Brother, if they deem history not important or bad, then you must follow that example. If you dissident yourself from it, you will be punished at all costs. And the reason the 1984 George Orwellian book, I call it George Orwellian, but George Orwell book, why I kind of like it is because in some way we kind of are in a totalitarian world. I mean, you have China, which is basically like 1984, not to the extreme, but it's pretty much 1984 where you can only think certain ways, and if it violates the Communist Party of China, you will be taken to concentration camps and be harvested for your organs and stuff like that. I mean, it's a great book. Right now, I am reading, what is it? Neuromancer. I'm sorry, I don't pronounce ours well, so Neuromancer, by William Gibson. Another great author. In the future, I'm thinking about getting does Android Dream Electric Sheep, who I believe the person who done that is Philip K. Dick. I could be wrong. The movies that I seen, Cyberpunk and Matrix. Pretty much almost anyone knows that. Both Blade Runner movies. I seen the Ghost in the Shell, IKEA, a few other ones. Another great sci-fi show, but movie, not sci-fi, but a dystopian, nightmarish world would be The Hunger Games. I seen every one of those movies. My parents, mainly my mom, loved those books and movies, and we've seen every one of them, which is pretty cool. There's a few other dystopian nightmarish world, but it's not really that great. Another one I want to get is the original Hunger Game book, not like the Hunger Game movie books, but the book that took the name Battle Royale, called Battle Royale, and it's a book about Japan being under control of a totalitarian regime, and these teenage girls or boys, whatever, these teenagers have to go to this island and fight for their life, kind of like in Hunger Game, and it's a cool book. I never read it, but it seems like a cool book, to be honest. But I think it would be cool to buy it. I don't remember what it's called. Maybe Battle Royale, I don't know. But that's the one that turned the coin Battle Royale, when it comes to video games. Today, I got a few new books. I say a couple of them actually. One is called Do Not Harm by Greg Horowitz. I didn't really read it, but it seems cool. It looks like it's about a serial killer or like some messed up person. Then there's a book called Indulge in Death, J.D. Robb, which is, I think, a sci-fi book. And from what I can tell, it really talks about death or whatever. I haven't read some of these books, especially this one and this one. This one and this one. I've been trying to read Neuromancer, because I love cyberpunk, one of my favorite genres. But I have four other books from William Gibson. 3 of them are called what's called the Neuromancer trilogy, and then the 4th one is a separate book that is part of Neuromancer, but it's called the Neuromancer Sprawl or whatever. So there is a Mona Lisa Overdrive, Bone Chrome, I think, Bonat Chrome or whatever. Yeah, Bone in Chrome. And then there is Count Zero. And then I have another book that I got a while ago. The most recent books that I have is the 2 books I said I got today. But I have another book who's done by David Reber, called Path of the Fury. Never read it. I bought it, and because I thought the packaging is cool. The only issue is it needs some fixing up. Right here, it needs fixing up. It needs some glue or something. But other than that, it's fine. I just never read it, So my newest books, the newest book to my collection, these two, this one and this one, the black one and the yellow one. Those are my newest ones. Tomorrow I might buy me some books at the library. Tomorrow I might buy me some books at the library. Because they're selling books at the library here in town. And I just thought that would be cool. The sad thing is the science fiction section of the library is tiny, and it's like, the almost the only books they have is like Star Trek and Star Wars. I'm just like, I don't really care about those books at the end of the day. Not that I don't like Star Wars. I just don't like what Disney have done with my favorite Star Wars, one of my favorite space opera series. I love Star Wars. I used to be a huge Star Wars fan, but after the way they treated Luke and everything else, it's like, no, I don't care. That doesn't mean I won't buy Star Wars products. I just mean I don't like Disney, and I never will anymore. But yeah, I'm just showing you my books. This isn't my complete book, my complete collection of books. I have plenty more books where these came from. I have a few Animorphs books. I don't have a complete collection because I wanted a complete collection for a while, and I still do. I do not have the first one or any. I did have a few of them. Some of them I have more than one, but I still would like to collect all of them. I have a few manga books that I got from Idaho Youth Ranch, living down in Jerome. But I also have a few other books that I got from the library here in town because they were selling them, and I bought them for like $1, which is cheap. My two new recent books I got them from Vincent D. Paul, which is pretty much the only thrift store here in town, and I got them both for $1. Like, sweet. I mean, there's some writing on the books, but I mean, it's still better than nothing. So yeah. Just uploading this because I got nothing else to do, and yeah, bye.